it's Elizabeth, and today I am going to show you this audit on growhappyfamily.com. So I'm looking at it, a bunch of things are popping up at me right away. So go from chaos to calm. It's a good pop-up, but then you also have the pop-up in the corner for your messenger thing. So I wouldn't have all of that pop up at once. It's a little bit distracting. So we're going to go ahead and just close out these things here so I can get to the regular site. Okay, so let's see here. We've got Online Studio now open. Very, very plain there. I'd like to see pictures or something else to go with that. Maybe a button. It says cut the chaos. The studio's open, but I don't see how I can really get to that. And then we also have up here at the top, COVID-19 update. Great, no problem there. We've got a bunch of stuff on the side with a bunch of drop downs. I try to limit the drop downs as much as I can just because it can be a bit confusing, especially when you're on mobile. So mobile is something we want to build for. We want to make sure that we're doing the correct thing for mobile. So make sure that you have enough stuff there that you're not like chunking it all together in like drop downs. You want to make sure that it's explanatory. So if I click on the studio, I should see all those things, but I don't have to have a separate page for each one. All right. Then, like I said, the logo is very, very tiny. I don't know if you can see it on my screen. It's a little green circle. And I do probably like the logo. I just can't see it very well. I also try to do not square logos on my websites. So I use the horizontal version of a logo where it's more stretched out. And I actually usually typically put it in the left-hand side. The reason I do this is because it's familiar for the customer. And it also keeps all of your menu items together. So I'm not confused about, well, I only see Grow Online, Boutique, and Blog. Oh, wait, there's more stuff over here. So it just keeps it more familiar for the user and the consumer. All right, we got more drop downs here. Whew, got a lot of drop downs, and then we got a cart. So the colors don't really seem to go together very well. So the brand is not here. I'm not really getting the brand from this. I see the green circle, which I can't really read at all. I see brownish color, a blue color, another green in the cart. So I'm seeing a lot of colors that don't really seem to go well together. Also, there's a green that I see down here in the corner for the messenger button. So another green, another color. We want to maybe stick to 2 to 3 colors for our branding, and we want to make sure they're always the same, that we always use the same ones. So let's go ahead and scroll down here. Again, this Online Studio now open doesn't really grab me. It just kind of looks like it's in the way, like it's not supposed to be there. All right, so then we've got the virtual studio schedule, new online students to click here. These pictures are okay, but they're very blurry. Even your professional ones that you got maybe from stock photo company, those are also blurry. So we want to make sure we're not using blurry photos, and we want to make sure that they're the correct size for our website. And maybe we don't need them sliding because that's a lot going on. I'd rather just see something that's a really good photo, like the one with the kid and he was laying down and he had the hat. Let's see, I think that's going to come around here again. That's a cool photo. This one's pretty good. Still a little blurry though. We might want to fix it. This one right here is really good too. So maybe just one of those would be good. All right. Okay, then we've got a really large photo here. I'd actually like to see this photo next to this text and matching it somehow. So like maybe there's a box overlapping the photo or something. You can do that as well. So I would like to see this a little bit differently done just because it's got a lot going on and the text gets lost between the sliding photo thing and then this big photo below it. So I'd like to see the photo a little smaller, maybe next to the text. Okay, got some information about you guys. No, that's great. No problem there. Our specialties, I love that you have the 3 options. You have the buttons underneath them. I'd like to see the buttons a color though, maybe not using the green. Maybe I'd like to see them a solid filled color like we see here on the hover. And that way it stands out more. You can see already this one stands out really, really well. So maybe even doing that in the blue or maybe one of your other colors as well. Okay, again, this has a text next to a photo. I'd like to see it more centered. I'd like to see the text a little larger. So we could work on that. Just some formatting things that I'd like to see done. This one's a little bit better. Still, the text isn't correct. We need to make sure that that's a little larger. This one here, still, again, the text needs to be larger. This one's better. Now this text is too large. We need something in between. And then this button should not be open. It should be solid like that because we want to see that solid button there. And then having another slider here, you really only need 1 slider per page. You don't need to overload it. I love these photos though. These are much better photos. I would almost eliminate the one up top and just leave this rest of the stuff down here. You got your Instagram, great. Now that's a lot of Instagram, girl. That's a lot of Instagram. So I'd like to see this reduced. Maybe actually do a few more across. So maybe instead of 4 across, maybe like 7 or 8 across. And then also reduce it to maybe 1 line. It's just going to give you a taste of Instagram. And then I want to know that I can follow you. And I want to know that this is Instagram, maybe. If this is, I'm assuming that it is. Yes. So if you put at the top, follow us on Instagram and then have the one bar that has maybe 8 across, it's going to be a much better, much prettier option. It's going to make their page a little shorter as well. You don't want it to be too long. All right. Gift cards are an amazing way to say we love you. Okay, now this is way too big, and it's probably needing some kind of link to tell me that. How would I get a gift card? Where do I get a gift card? How much are they? How does that work? And I need more information on this. So maybe I want this to link somewhere else. Okay, you have in the media on this page. I would actually not have this here. I would have this maybe in your blogs, and I would take each one of these things that you've been in the media for and make them a blog post separately. And maybe have a section that highlights a blog or two and features a blog or two here. And there's a way to do that with Squarespace, which is what I'm guessing you're using. There's a way to do that with Squarespace where you can actually feature just certain blog posts that will come up until these two video ones would be featured, which would be really great. But it also gives your blog a little bit more content and a little more context, which is great. So I wouldn't put that here. I would actually make this a different section. Now, first of all, your homepage is way too long. So much going on here. I would definitely reduce this. You have so many pages too in all of your drop downs. There's definitely a way to reduce this, which is probably why maybe your website may not be converting the way you want it to. We want to reduce what the customer sees and only give them enough information to make a decision. We don't want to give them too much information. Instead, we want to put some of that maybe in our blog posts and things like that, or an FAQ page where we can minimize and collapse them down. But we only want a few pages for the customer to look at. We don't want it to be too overwhelming. And right now, it's very overwhelming. You got so much content. That's a good thing, but also can be a bad thing. All right, we've got another huge photo here. More huge photos. These are really big. Okay, and then we've got our footer and then more footer. I don't like having the contact section on the footer of the website. The reason I don't like this is because it's usually only on the homepage. And then how do I contact you? Does it shoot me down to this bottom part? Let me click up here. See, that was a lot of scrolling. So there's no contact up here at the top. I have to go to the bottom of the page, which is a lot of scrolling to get there. And then this contact now only goes to an email address, which I would not recommend. You're going to get a lot of spam that way. Spam bots are going to be able to get to your website and email you all the time. And you might be going to your spam filter and you might not even see it. Then real people might be going to your spam filter too. So we want to make sure we don't just directly link to any email addresses anywhere on the site. We want to use our form, which you have here, but I'd like to see this on a contact page. Again, we want to be familiar to our clients so that they have the basics, right? We need to have a basics that go into any website. The website, the homepage, which is what you have, services, which you can name whatever you want, studio or whatever. If you have classes or events, that's a great one. Then we want to have blog. You've got that. Contact page. We want to have a page that has this information here on it. You don't want to have like a separate, just a section somewhere that I have to then find if I forget, like, oh, I wanted to tell her something or I want to ask her a question. Now I gotta hunt that page. Where did I see that form? So it's very easy to just have it at the top in the menu, and also an about page. Let's go back up here. I do not see an about page about you. Yeah, I don't see any about page. So I'm guessing that just the about is kind of right here, just this section right here, which is fine. But I'd like to also see who are your instructors? How did you get started? All that kind of stuff. You've got so much here. I really feel like you could definitely use, I would definitely take these out. These aren't doing you any favors, these big images here. I would definitely say that I think that you could definitely use our site redesign where you have tons of content, which is okay, that's great. But you want to also make sure that you're condensing it into the right proportions so that the client isn't overwhelmed. But right now as a client, I feel definitely overwhelmed. I'm not even gonna have time to get to all the pages because we've already spent, not sure how much time, but we've already spent so much time on just the homepage. So I want to just give you a taste, just a free little audit to let you know that these are the things I would fix and change, but I would definitely look back at your sitemap, which is all the pages you have and how they flow. And then also think about your customer journey. You want to make sure that the customer is not getting lost in everything, and also that they are able to follow your plan. So one of the things I ask people when I do site audits or when I actually do live audits with people is, what's the goal for your customer when they first land on the site? Right now, I honestly don't know what my goal would be. I don't know if I should contact you, if I should book a call, if I should click on the schedule. I don't know what my goal is as a consumer. What's the goal for me to do for when I land on your site? What's going to get me to you the quickest? And what's going to get me the information that I need the most? And it should be an action item. It should be something where I'm not just like, oh, you should look at my schedule. How would I know to do that? You haven't given me any direction on that as a consumer. So I'm just kind of clicking around and looking around. But it also should be call to action in that way that I'm not just looking at something, but I'm actually taking action and helping to spend money with you. So if that means that I need to talk with you first and have a 15-minute phone call, maybe I need to watch a video and then like choose a class to come to, whatever that is, then I need to do that first. And it needs to be something where we can, one, build rapport, two, I can see what's offered, and then three, I can actually take that action. So sometimes you need like a sales page or a landing page to do that. But I'd be happy to help you if you have any more questions or help you kind of sort through this a little bit and get your site a little bit more condensed, but also still have enough information that people can build rapport with you, and then, or you can build rapport with them, and then they can also see the information they need and then take action, which means booking a class, paying you money, having a call with you, whatever that action is, it's going to actually get you paid in the end. So I hope this audit has been helpful to you. My name is Elizabeth Pampalone, and if you need anything, you can always reach me at elizabethpampalone.com. And here's my website. So if there's anything I can do for you, I'd love to. And if you would like an audit of your own, you can always visit our audits page and we'd be happy to do that for you. Hopefully this has been helpful to you. Grow a happy family, and we will hopefully see you in the future. Talk to you next time.